All right, I'm going to be going over how you do a Hypno contact system. So on my avatar right now, I have just a standard material swap to change the eyes that I kind of have to do manually on. But let's say, I wanted to look at somebody and have theirs go on, or someone would look at me and I want mine to turn on. In either case, you don't want to be finding it in your menu and, doing the reciprocal toggle. So the first step is we're going to go to our avatar. We're going to create empty. We're going to call this Hypnosis container. We're then going to create empty again, and this is going to be our Hypnosis on and sender. So we're going to first add a VRC Fury toggle. We're going to call this Hypno sender test. We're going to add an action. So this depends on your body. So mine is applied to the eyes as a eye shell. Whatever animation you need is going to set up, but we're going to do a toggle here. We're then going to also add a object toggle, and we're going to turn this on. We are also going to add a component, and we're going to do a sender, VRC Fury contact sender. So what we want to do is add a capsule. We're going to add this to the head. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to do a small radius. We're going to change it to length 1. And we're going to just kind of rotate it and position it to be approximately, where I would be looking forward. We're going to add a tag, and we're going to add hypnosis. All right, we're then going to add a component, and this is going to be an armature link. And we're going to armature link this object to the head. So this altogether means that when I turn this on, I will turn the sender on, I will turn my actual shader on, and then it's going to move around wherever I'm looking directly forward. Then we're going to go here. We're going to create empty. We're going to do a hypnosis receiver. We're going to add a toggle like last. We're going to hypnosis off. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an object toggle, and we're going to drag this in, and we're going to do a toggle off. And we're going to go and do save between worlds. So this is going to be on by default, which is great. So you don't have to remember to turn it on every time. We're then going to go to receiver. We are going to add a hypnosis. So this has to match the sender right here. So this sender is hypnosis. We're then just going to do a parameter, and it's going to drive the hypnosis parameter. We are going to not allow self. We're going to call this hypnosis receiver. Okay, we're going to also move this up to the head, and this can stay as a sphere. So that means if somebody's looking at you and it collides with this, it'll drive this hypnosis parameter. We are then going to also add an armature link. We're going to armature link this to the head. All right, now we need to actually drive the animator. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to create empty again, and it's going to be Hypnosis FX. And we're going to add a full controller. We're going to go into here. We're going to do a animator controller, and we're going to do Hypnosis FX. We're going to go back, add a controller, Hypnosis FX. Now, with contact receivers and this extensive use of VRC Fury, you need to find the parameter, copy it. You need to go into these advanced options, go to the global parameters, and stick it in here as the same name. Then in our here, we'll add the same parameter. We'll do hypnosis. All right, so our layers, we're going to have just an empty state as our start. We're going to go and create an animation, and we're going to call this hypnosis on. We're going to just stick it in here. Make transition. We're going to make it an instant transition. And if hypnosis is on, it's going to go to this. And if hypnosis is not, then we will just go back to the base state. All right, we're going to add another empty. This is just going to be a toggle. We're just using this to create our animation. So we'll go with the animation clip. Click this record button. And much like setting, you know, the eyes on, we're gonna go and we're just gonna drag and drop or whatever to set your eye hypno material and then stop recording. So now this hypnosis on will turn it on. Now let's say I also, you know, I have a specific hypno receiver and I have a friend who has one as well and I want to copy that. So, you know, in my case, I'm orange, but let's say someone's looking at me with this pink and blue one. So we're going to add Hypnosis and we're going to add HypnosisFelix. So you need to both agree on what tag to do. So, you know, coordinate. We're going to go to the receiver. We're going to add a new receiver. We're going to add a not allow self collision tag, and we're going to add the new HypnosisFelix. We have to go back to our FX layer, and we got to go HypnosisFelix. That's fine if you see this prefab warning. We're going to go into base layer parameters. We're going to add HypnosisFelix. We're going to create a new animation. HypnosisFelix. And much the same way, we're going to do a toggle 2 if this is true, and back with no transitions if it's false. We also, you know, want this specific one to override this basic one, so we're going to make a transition here. There's smarter ways to get around, you know, having it go to this state first and then this state, but at most it'll be a frame or two. So it's, for simplicity, just do this simple transition. And then as, you know, you want more and more, you can see, you can just keep adding these friend. And then I would add a new receiver to be a friend receiver. So copy component, paste as new, and we'll just, you know, hypno friend triggered by hypno friend. And you can repeat that process. So, but let's go back to Felix, record. Same way, I'm gonna just drag and drop that on the eyes, cancel the recording. And now you're good.